GoHuskies.com with Husky men's golf coach Matt Thurmond. Coach Thurmond, you're preparing for the Pac-12 championships next week at Los Angeles Country Club. How are you feeling about your team right now?
I feel great. It's been a long couple of weeks since our last event, and the guys have been working really hard, and everybody's really fired up for the Pac-12 championship. It's what we are gearing our whole season toward, and everybody's fired up. I mean, we're ready to go. We were ready to go probably a week ago, so it's just fine-tuning now, and we get to leave on Saturday.
Have you figured out your lineup for this event yet?
Yeah. The lineup will be Chris Williams, Pan, Trevor Simsby, Jonathan Sanders, Charlie Hughes, and Garrett Chambers.
Garrett shot a 66 last time we saw him out there. Did that basically solidify it, or did he still have to fight for his spot on that section?
Yeah, that kind of solidified it. He had a really nice qualifying before that, and I thought he was playing well at Pasatiempo before the 66, and I thought, man, this guy looks pretty good. And then he shot the 66 and gained a lot of confidence in his teammates, and in himself, and so it was a pretty easy choice.
2 years in a row, you're going to depend on a Chambers down the stretch there. You had Ty last year that really stepped up his game and did a nice job for you, and now Garrett, so that's a nice story. Pac-12, it's the best conference in the nation. The best players are going to be all together.
At least that's what we tell everybody, right?
Yeah, I guess the SEC might have a little argument there in the Big Ten, but what do you expect to be happening down in Los Angeles this week? It's going to be an intense week of golf, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, and we have I think 5 teams right now ranked in the top 10 or 11 in the country, and it's stacked, the conference. You've got Cal, a historically good team, really probably the best I've ever seen in my 20 years or so in college golf, and they're going to be ready. And then UCLA and USC are home teams. Stanford's been playing really well. We're pretty good ourselves, and teams like Oregon and Colorado and Oregon State, they're playing pretty well, and they've won some tournaments. So it should be very competitive, like it always is. And if you win a conference championship, it's really something that all your fans and all your alumni should be very proud of, because it's a difficult thing to do.
How does this team stack up to those 2 previous conference championship teams that you had a couple years ago?
Very similar, really. Very similar. I think about 2010 at Arizona State, we had 2 senior veterans in Richard Lee and Nick Taylor that were kind of our superstars at the time, but you had a young up-and-coming freshman in Chris Williams, who's kind of like Jonathan Sanders right now, and we have a Trevor Simsby who's awesome and has a really good year. Kevin Spooner came into the lineup late that year, a little bit like Garrett Chambers is doing. Charlie played last time too, and he's again here. So it's very similar. If you ask Charlie or Chris, they'd say, hey, we feel just as good as we were then. We're not coming in with quite the momentum that we had last time, and we haven't won as many tournaments, but we've been more consistent. And this team is more consistent, maybe less flair for the dramatic, but more consistently solid day in and day out. So very similar team, but still different and nuanced too.
The career for Chris Williams and Charlie Hughes is rapidly closing here. I assume what have you talked about with those two about the goals for these last 3 tournaments that you guys probably will have?
Yeah, I've talked mostly with them about their leadership and how they can inspire their team. Their team looks up to them so much. These guys for 4 years have given everything they've got every day. I mean, they work so hard. They're such quality guys, and have been the face of our program and the leaders of our program for a long time, that the other guys really want to play well for them, and they want them to go out the way they deserve. So they have a lot of kind of leadership capital that they can use, and I hope they will. And then I just want them to finish strong. I want them to enjoy their last couple months. For the rest of their lives, they're going to go on and do great things, I'm sure, but they only have team golf like this for another month and a half, and I want it to be, the days they remember most and the most fun that they've had yet, and that they, can compete well, but also really enjoy the process and the experience.
That'd be a great finishing question, but I got one more for you.
Okay.
PGAtour.com is following you guys around right now. Why don't you tell fans out there, about how that started and what they can expect to see in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't think we really know yet what to expect, but PGA Tour is doing a show on us that'll be run on their YouTube channel and perhaps other places too. It came about by mostly for Chris Wandell, who's a alumnus of our program and who works for the PGA Tour. And he had this idea, PGA Tour is interested in getting more involved in college golf, and so they're doing a show on us, kind of a behind the scenes, tracing our journey to the NCAA championship. So I don't really know exactly when it'll show and where it'll show, but it's going to be really cool. They've put a lot of energy and effort into it, and so are we, and I think all of our fans, and actually any fans, will really enjoy it.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. We'll all be following on GolfStat next week.
Thanks.